Oh shit, I'm opening this video with a yawn. Goddamn. Okay, yeah. Hi. I'm here to do my review for Dragon Ball Super Episode 33. And I don't think this is going to be a very long review. I always say that, but it ends up being a long review anyway, so... but yeah, basically I can summarize this episode as Goku versus Batama and then Goku versus Frost. So... I don't know where exactly to start because I can't really comment on anything. There was nothing out of the ordinary or unusual in my opinion. I mean, Goku versus Batama basically happened the same way that it did in the manga. Oh yeah, Jocko has this comment about Batama's ability to like displace the pain and the damage that he's receiving from Goku's punches and kicks and distorting them to, or like displacing them to like some different dimension, which sounds completely fucking ridiculous and dumb. I like Toriyama's, or at least the manga, super manga's description of how he never runs out of stamina because he's so like slippery, and his skin is like so slippery. It's not furry, so like everything like slides off or something like that, and that's why he doesn't really receive much at all, if any damage. I like that explanation better. But then again, like when Jocko says that, he says like that's probably the case. So that who knows like what the reason is. But yeah, the manga definitely did that fight better. By far did that fight better. Basically, the fights were done better in the manga than they were in the actual episode, which isn't a bad thing because the manga, Toyotaro has been kind of faithful to Toriyama's art style, so it's not like I find it like bad or anything. And because it's Toei, it's kind of expected with some of the animation glips here and there. But what's interesting is that if you guys had not watched or learned of the future episode titles, then Goku losing to Frost at the end of the episode might have been kind of like a shock for you. Personally, it's just another plot development for me. I'm just watching it as I go. I'm not like rating it like, oh, this is awesome that Goku lost, or like, oh, this sucks because Goku lost. I'm just like watching it as I go. Just watching it as I go. And what's interesting is that we finally learn about Frost a little bit. Well, I mean, we knew like he was like this peaceful, like this good guy, but now we see that he helps out in war. So he helps out like in after war efforts. He helps out the children in war zones, and so you learn a lot more about him. And so I like that. I like all the information that we learned about him. He's kind of like a Metal Gear-ish character, in my opinion, with all that stuff. It kind of reminds me of like a good version of Solid Snake, like when he saved Raiden in Metal Gear Solid 2, or when you find out that that's what he did. I like all that stuff. And we have a name for his forms, or at least one of his forms, the Assault form, the one that is similar to Frieza's third one. That's pretty cool. I actually like that form more than I do Frieza's fourth form. To me, it just looks more cooler. And I think I explained this before in my Super Chapter 9 review. Did I do a video on that? I think I did. I'm pretty sure I did. But yeah, I just think Frost looks better than Frieza. He doesn't have the lipstick. He doesn't have the wrinkles. He doesn't have the concentric lines on his limbs. So Frost to me just looks cooler. He looks younger. One thing that I am kind of disappointed at though is that he's voiced by Ryusei Nakao. That's not really a disappointment because Ryusei Nakao is an unbelievable talent in Japanese voice acting, but it's just like, yeah, you could have gone with like someone different just for the sake of being different. Like Frost doesn't seem like he should have a voice that's similar to Frieza's. He looks design-wise similar to Frieza, but he seems like more youthful, a little more like kid-like. Not like Kid Goku, Kid Gohan, not like that, but just more like what's like a Rinku kind of. Like if you guys have watched Yu Yu Hakusho, something like that. That was the kind of, or like him in a mix between him and say like I don't read Boku no Hero, but something like that, and an Izuku, I guess, just in terms of like the countenance, the disposition, if you will. He seems like friendly, kind of seems like a kid, but he's also like a ruler. So I felt like Ryusei Nakao isn't the right voice casting choice for that. Like he's a fantastic voice actor, but Like even when I was listening to it in the episode, it's just like no, I don't feel like that's Frost. I would have given it to someone, say like let me think of a good person. All right, see, whenever I ask myself these questions, like I always draw a blank. Um, hmm. Maybe like a Kid Law. You know, that's what I was getting from Frost, but that he was nice. He kept to himself, but he was nice. So maybe a voice like Hiroshi Kamiya maybe could have done it. At least I feel so. Maybe something a little deeper. Maybe like if you take like a child voice from like if you watch Mushishi, maybe like one of those, one of the deeper child voices on him. I could that would have worked better in my opinion. As far as like the color changes when he switches forms, like that's what I expected. I don't know if the black covering is like are those pants or what like that. I'm not sure because like it covers his tail too, but it seems like it's on the outside of like his hips, so it seems like it's something that he wears. Um, but yeah, Botamo then uses, or backtracking a little bit. Botamo uses like this mouth blast on Goku, this rapid one. Reminds me of what Buu used on Majin Vegeta, and Fat Janemba did the same thing in the anime or the movie, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly. So my guess that Botamo was like this Universe 6 counterpart of Buu. That seems to be kind of holding true. Um, that'd be kind of cool if that's the case. But Botamo, I felt like got taken out maybe a little way too easily. Like at least with the manga, it was like 2 chapters, right? So that made like his his presence all the more felt. Whereas in this episode, it was just half an episode and it just was very uneventful. So, like I said, the fights were done better in the manga, and some of the humor. I love the part when Champa was like "Shikasho, Shikasho." I love that part. That needs to be a freaking gif. That needs to, like that needs to be like its own clip because I am faving that shit like instantly. I love that part. What else is there? Chi-Chi needs a new voice actor, I feel. I don't think Naoko Watanabe can do it anymore. They need to give her like a sexier voice or something. Something a lot more like mature-ish, I feel. And besides that, I guess we can talk about the ending. Again, like the animation wasn't very good. Oh, that and like Goku's Super Saiyan forms. But yeah, Goku is still stronger than Frost. So which gives the impression that he's stronger, or him and Vegeta at the very least, and Monaka are at the very least stronger than pretty much all the Universe 6 fighters. Frost was called Universe 6's best hand-to-hand fighter in the manga, but he's not given that same piece of dialogue in this episode. We might be given that tidbit of information through the anime in the next episode because he's fighting Piccolo, of course. But let me charge this. But yeah, it doesn't seem like the Universe 6 people are all that impressive in terms of like their overall strength. But what I do like is that Frost beats Goku through some sort of ability or something. Like something happens to Goku, which we're probably going to find in the next episode like what happens, because that's what he talks about in the preview. People are saying like it's some sort of poison because when you look at Frost's forearm covers, there's like a hole like towards like where the wrist is, and so people are theorizing like that something like sort of like shot out from it or like stabbed Goku when he punched him. So like he poisoned him, but it's not like a lethal poison. It could have been some sort of like sleeping agent, maybe. I theorized that Frost might have used like a dim Mach punch on him. A dim Mach punch, if you guys don't know what that is like it's a punch with a delayed effect. So I'll punch you, and then like an hour later you'll feel like the effects, right? It's something like that. I think that Frost did to Goku. People are saying that Goku threw the fight, that he winked at Frost, and then pretended to like go blurry and all that. That's just a dumb assumption in my opinion. That is not what happened. First of all, Goku's vision was going blurry. He winced in pain. He didn't wink. He winced in pain, which is why Jaco noticed it when it happened, right? and then he got all sleepy. So this whole thing about how Goku threw the fight intentionally, that's bullshit. Don't believe that. But one thing that I was right about, though, was that Goku did not lose outright. I knew it. I from the way that Frost was acting in the manga chapter, I could tell that Goku was not going to lose outright to Frost. Because even in the anime, Goku was still whipping Frost's ass as just a regular Super Saiyan, while Frost was in his fourth form, the form that resembles Frieza's fourth form, the sleek white one, you know, the one that looks like a lizard, all that. But yeah, so Frost uses some sort of like technique, which I like. And that goes back to the whole idea of what like Frieza said in the Resurrection F film, where he was like, Goku is he's just too strong. So there you gotta come up with like these different techniques to like beat him, basically, which I thought was good. And I guess the last thing that I want to talk about is like the Super Saiyan forms and how they work. So Goku goes like regular Super Saiyan, regular good old gold Super Saiyan in this episode, and people are like, oh, like wasn't it supposed to be blue now? So the blue form is what happens when you go Super Saiyan after you have obtained the power of a Super Saiyan God, which is the red form, right? Once you go Super Saiyan after that, you go blue. But it seems like now Goku has learned how to separate the God ki from his regular ki, so he can like switch the states of his ki, or he can intentionally know when to infuse his Super Saiyan form with God power. Think of it like, say, Naruto when he combined Sage mode with the Chakra mode, with the Nine Tails Chakra mode, right? He can willingly do that whenever he wants. So I think Goku, and Vegeta for that matter, did that. I, for one, sure, I'm glad Gold Super Saiyan is back. I think I prefer the blue, though. At least Toriyama's coloring of the blue. I think it looks better. Vegeta, I might like. I think I still want him to rock the gold more, just because, you know, Vegeta's kind of like a bad boy, gold highlights, all that. I think it looks better on him, but I think I like Goku with the blue. The gold, I don't know. Like, it's just so weird seeing Goku and Vegeta in their Resurrection F outfits, sporting the gold look. And I think I said this earlier, like that's why I said like I prefer the blue, because it looks better on them. Just seeing them in gold now, it just looks so strange with the green eyes and all that. But yeah, I mean, I guess I don't think the blue form is gone, because when the episode played, they had a 30th anniversary logo in the opening title, and it showed the one with Goku as a kid and then Goku as a blue Super Saiyan saying bye. So I definitely still think that it's in play. There is the off chance that it might have a time limit, maybe that you know, the appearance would go back to normal, kind of like how it did with Super Saiyan God, the red one. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, the preview looks awesome. I can't wait to see what Piccolo's done. I think the episode, one of the episode descriptions, though I think one of the Kanzenshuu members said it was fake. It was like, how is Piccolo going to overcome this vast difference in strength? So we'll see how strong Piccolo has gotten in the next episode. It's kind of hard to gauge like how strong he and Frost are relative to one another. Because again, it's like it has more to do with abilities than like flat out like power level. Whereas in Z, it was that plus the abilities. So, you know, like boost regeneration, cells regeneration, like all those things. So Ginyu's ability to be, or his sense of, you know, his sense to like adjust to new bodies and to incorporate their power levels into his own, so that he can control the body better. Which somehow he seemingly got over in the Resurrection F arc of Super. I don't know how he did that. I don't know what Toei was thinking with that, but oh, whatever. But yeah, we'll see like how to gauge that. I feel like next episode we'll see like what exactly that entails, because it seems like Piccolo is going to be losing to Frost, but then he's going to bet everything on the special beam cannon, the Makanko Sapo, and I don't know how that's going to work, because of course, like, I'm glad in the sense that this is happening, because it just perturbs the whole idea that power levels are everything in Dragon Ball, which they really aren't. I said this before, the first fucking fight in the series, Goku and Piccolo, or at least in the Z portion of the series, Goku and Piccolo versus Raditz, completely destroys that notion that power level is everything. So this is just another example of that, if Piccolo wins, and if he's weaker than Frost. So we'll see what happens with that. But I mean, now we're past the manga, so I'm, this is back like when we were on Toonami. We're just waiting a whole week. It's a weekly series now. The hype is back because we don't know what we're gonna expect next, and I mean, I'm loving it so far. I'm 10 years old again, I guess. So thank you guys for watching. Tell me guys what you guys thought in the description box below. Comment, and I will see you guys whenever I do another video. Peace.